Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Murray, your host, and you are watching TV Skywriter. It's a half-hour show that I do just about every Sunday live, 7 o'clock Eastern USA time, where I introduce you to people from around the world who are really, really interesting and cool. Now, today's guest, I don't think I've ever interviewed anybody from the Bahamas. You are my first. Pamela Gomez lives in the Bahamas, and actually, why don't I'll let you introduce yourself, Pam?
Oh, thank you. I'm Pamela S. Gomez, owner and founder of O Natural Aromatherapy. That's my online business. We specialize in health and wellness. In particular, we teach people how to treat themselves holistically with essential oils. And we do have a website called onaturalaromatherapy.com. We're also on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel by the same name, O Natural Aromatherapy. I live in the
and that's O-O-H.
Yes, O-H, yeah. I live in the Bahamas. I've been here all my life. I've recently, well, no, not recently. I moved to Nassau, originally from Grand Bahama, which is in the north. So I moved to the central Bahamas, which is Nassau, New Providence Island. It's the capital. It's where the largest part of the population lives, in the capital. Central government is here, and the population is over 370-some thousand persons.
I was going to ask you about the population. Now, the number that you just gave, around 300,000, is that the entire
Bahamas,
island or Nassau?
The Bahamas. The entire Bahamas.
Wow.
The Bahamas is made up of 700 islands each.
700?
Yes. So they're scattered in the archipelago from north to south. Yeah.
And I heard that your literacy rate is really high, right?
Yes, I would say so. I would think so.
Awesome. So as you know, we were really worried. We're internet buddies along with Beauty Bubble and Eileen and some of the usual suspects. And there was one night where we were very worried about you. We were all online together, worried about Hurricane Matthew.
Yes.
We were looking for up-to-the-minute information, which we discovered was not very easy to find.
That is so. In a hurricane.
And of course, when you're in the middle of a hurricane, you can't always broadcast, right? So what was it like going through the hurricane? And in fact, how much time did you have to prepare for it?
In one word, to say what it was like, it was terrifying. To prepare, we had about 70... maybe about 4 days. I would say 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
But we were really certain it was headed in our direction. It came from the south, passed over Haiti and parts of Cuba. And
it decimated Haiti and Cuba, right?
Yeah, Haiti in particular. And they're in a valley, more like, there's no hills or places to shelter yourself from a storm of that magnitude.
Boy.
But the cone of the directional cone, when we were watching it like 2 to 3 days out, and there was no way we knew we would miss it or it would miss us. So we started preparing, and we've always known June to November is hurricane season, and it's not often that we get one. Sometimes they go alongside of us, below us, or even above us and over Florida and around the coast.
Okay.
But this time we realized we were in the center of the cone. It was destined to be a direct hit. Wow. At one point they were saying our island, the Providence Island where I'm at, going to get a direct hit. So we all knew you had to prepare. That meant getting water supply enough for 3 days, packing a bag in case of emergency, in case you have to leave with your important documents in it, and clothing, enough for 2 or 3 days. Getting flashlights, battery-operated radio, filling your bathtub with water, because even after the storm has passed, there are certain precautions you have to take, certain measures to remain healthy. You don't want to bathe in water that's been contaminate it. You don't want to drink it or clean with it, you know. You don't want to use it at all in your home. You're told to stock up on water, clean water.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's tap water, you put it in a bathtub or in a container so that when the storm is past, you can use it to clean your house with. We also stock up on items like bleach, cleaning disinfectants, a first aid kit. You always should have a first aid kit. So basically every home in the Bahamas got those things ready.
Okay.
There's some persons who were less fortunate that were unable to due to their economic circumstances. Some people were not able to relocate to shelters. And when a storm of this magnitude is coming, you're told to stay away from the coastline. And in this case, this storm came from the south. So the southern part of New Providence was advised to move inland. Homeowners and property business owners were advised to move inland, board up their businesses, and, you know.
Do the homeowners board up? Because here in the States, you always hear of people going to Lowe's and Home Depot, getting plywood and boarding up their windows.
We do. And it's a big thing. People actually take heed. They go out and they board up their homes, the businesses, and also they have built-in storm shutters and hurricane windows hurricane-proof windows that persons have installed when they build their homes. But I'm going to try and show you a house that is boarded up with metal shutters. I don't know if you can see that so well.
Okay, yeah.
It's a blue home, and they have the silver metal shutters on the windows, all around, with just a little peek for you to see out during the height of the storm. That's just one example of a house. You have high-rise condos with pull-down shutters. You have persons who use plywood. This is an example of a house. You can somewhat see it on this one. The brown windows, that's plywood covering. They cut it so that it fits the window, and they apply it inside. My windows are similar to that. There are latches on it so that you don't have to put holes in the walls. They're built in, so you can clip them in anytime there's a hurricane coming. Those are homemade remedies. You have the window blinds that pull down. You have the old-fashioned ones that just close to they're like decorations on both sides of the windows.
Yeah, like shutters.
Shutters. The shutters. And it prevents flying obstacles from hitting your glass window and breaking them. This storm came into the Bahamas as a Category 3. It was expected as a 4, but when it got to Nassau, it was a Category 3. And as it moved away from us, it became a Category 4. So some islands were hit harder than others.
Okay.
One of those islands is Grand Bahama. That's to the north of me. And they got a pretty bad hit. One particular community has lost about 85% of the homes.
Wow. 85%.
Yes, and these were stone structures. Oh my gosh, it's devastating.
Well, how did you fare? Did you have to move inland, or
I chose to move in with a friend who lives by herself, and she has a pretty big home, and she was gonna be there through the storm by herself, and I had a friend staying with me. So we were talking in the hours leading up to the approach of the storm, and she said, "Why don't you guys come by me rather than staying there, and we'd all be together?" And I said, "You know what? I'm for it. Let's go." So we made it I don't want to say a party, but we had we did stuff. We made bread. We cooked a pot of soup. We made desserts, and it was scary, but it was fun because we made it that, okay? There was a time during the storm, the height of the storm, Thursday morning, there was a big thump on the roof. And 3 of us in the house, we were like, what was that? And we were like, we couldn't see outside, but we knew it was something big that hit the roof. There was no evidence of any damage to the roof or anything like that, but we were safe indoors.
So what was it?
It seemed to have been a planter that someone had maybe outside their yard.
Okay. Okay.
And it flew in the wind and went up on our roof.
Okay.
And that was the only thing we found outside when we got out in the day that passed. Many persons in Nassau lost roof shingles. They were everywhere. We lost roof shingles here at this place, and we got slight damage to the roof, but it was repaired within a day or so.
So the people of the Bahamas, how are they being helped? You know how the news is, at least here in the States, it only seems to concern people when it affects the United States in some way. So after the storm left, it hit Florida and then, of course, went up the coast, and we got a bunch of rain here in North Carolina. And then as far as we were concerned, it was over, completely over. We never gave it another thought.
No, we had international help coming in, but it didn't come in right away. We knew they were coming.
Okay.
We have a team in Grand Bahama right now from Canada that's working with the power company to help to restore power to Grand Bahama. We have a Caribbean team that's here in the Bahamas. I'm not sure which island they're on, but there's teams from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, that usually in a disaster area, the Caribbean countries come together and they help each other out in as far as restoration of utilities. So I was so pleased to see on our local news yesterday, a team was coming in from Canada, and they were offloading their bucket trucks and heavy duty vehicles to go around and help put up to replace and repair the down power lines in Grand Bahama.
Mm-hmm.
In Nassau, we have BPL, which is also known as BEC. They are doing the same thing, trying to restore power, but there's still a large percentage of persons in this community in Nassau without power. I see improvements, but there's still persons, on Facebook, you can see daily persons counting down, day 11, still no power, or day 11, still no water restored to my neighborhood, or, it's still going on. It's a struggle. There's no loss of life in the Bahamas reported due to Matthew, compared to Haiti that lost 800 plus persons.
Wow. I know they're really devastated. Now, how does Haiti get help? We do hear about the international organizations going to Haiti as well. I assume that they're there now.
Yes, I've seen some news reports of international help being sent to Haiti. There's a Haitian community in Florida that has and is having events ongoing to send aid to Haiti. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a number of them going on right now.
There's a large Haitian community in Chicago too. I grew up in a Catholic community with lots of Haitians. In fact, there's a radio show called Voilà Que, and I'm sure, they have all the news from home, so to speak, Haiti, that is, for Haitians. And I suppose they're probably reporting on the news and asking for help as well through Voilà Que.
I did my undergrad degree in Chicago, so I was happy that you mentioned that at St. Xavier University.
Oh, awesome. Wow.
Yeah, south side of Chicago.
How about this? Where I'm from, south side is the best side, of course.
Of course it is.
Now, yesterday we were just kind of goofing off, yesterday online, and I had mentioned these solar lights that I wanted to show you, because for a lot of people who are still without electricity, having solar-powered lights can really help. Yeah, let me show you one of them. I got this from Amazon.com. The company is called D-Light.
Wow, yeah.
And the company is pretty hip, because when you make a purchase, and I think this is like around $18 or whatever, and apparently they have a new model out. But anyway, these are really made for, a lot of campers use these. But for the most part, they're really designed to help people in what they call third world countries. And basically, when you make a purchase, part of the proceeds go to provide lights for people in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Africa, where a lot of the kids who are studying in school are still reading by kerosene. It's dangerous, of course. And so these lights are totally awesome. Look how bright that is. I wish I could turn off the lights, but that would also turn off my computer and microphone. But these lights are super bright. And I'm thinking people who want to help the folks in Haiti or Bahamas, Jamaica, wherever people need help, maybe they could send a bunch of these lights.
We would love them. What I did yesterday, Pat, when you showed this item, I added it to a wish list. I have a wish list on my Amazon page. It's called Hurricane Matthew Relief, and I can share that link with you if you allow me. It's called Hurricane Matthew Relief, and what I did was I added that light along with other items that are desperately needed by persons, such as radios, AM, FM radios. These persons are without a lot of items. They can't hear what's going on and what aid is coming their way and keep up with the news and how restoration efforts are proceeding. So I've added other items as well for children, because there are a number of children who are out of school until maybe next week or later than that, because a number of schools have been damaged, roof damage. We've even had a school, sad to say, that was vandalized during the hurricane.
Oh no.
So they had computers and
Oh,
electronic equipment and, oh my goodness, so much taken from them. So they're going to be set back quite a bit.
wow.
So I've added stuff like coloring books and crayons and markers and just some stuff. It's not a lot, but it's just a helping hand to help the school to get back on its feet. There's a number of other schools on other islands that are also affected. So the kids are going to be the ones suffering in that regard. I've also added diapers, because there are babies. Also wet wipes for persons to clean up and get to a clean water supply right away. There's also cell phones. Persons have cell phones and they're being allowed to go to the police station to charge up. But what I've added is a cell phone charger, the mobile ones.
No, you don't need the phones, you need the chargers.
Right, they all have the phones. But it goes down within 8 to 10 hours, and then they need to recharge again. And maybe if they charge it in the morning, it's gone by evening. But if you have the backup charger, you can charge it when you get home or to your place wherever you're camping out. So they would have a mobile charger. There's also a number of other items. You'd have to toiletries for women. There's T-shirts, and I thought of persons who lost all their clothing, or rather than picking up a dress, just get a whole slew of T-shirts and just distribute the T-shirts, and maybe they have the other items that they need.
Are you collecting as an individual or member of a church or organization, or?
Individually, but I am involved with a couple organizations, and I may just join up and take the items there. What we were going to do, what we're talking about doing, is packaging them in individual packages. So we'll give them a goodie bag with an assortment of items, not just one item.
That's a good idea. So how would we even get goods to you? Because I can imagine it wouldn't be too difficult to buy things from Dollar Tree or from a place like, in bulk at Sam's Club or something. But the problem of getting it all the way to the Bahamas, do you know of an easy way of cheap shipping?
It's not cheap, but I have a freight forwarder where all my items are shipped, and that person brings them to the Bahamas and clears them for me. So that I can share with you. It's the same way I get my Amazon items. They're shipped to a particular warehouse, and that warehouse ships them to me. So it's air freight, but if it becomes too much or too heavy items, then I can arrange to have it shipped by boat.
Okay. So in other words, the information that you will send me after the show's over is your contact information. Obviously, people need to connect with you.
Yes.
Before just running out willy-nilly and buying things.
Definitely. You can also connect with me via my website, which is authenticalaromatherapy.com. There is a scheduler there. You can leave me a message, or there's a contact me page as well. You can leave me a message right there. I get those right away to my mobile. So anybody wishing to reach me can go to the website onaturalaromatherapy.com, contact us, and just write me a message, leave me a note. I get it right to my mobile.
Okay. Now, I know this probably wouldn't work for people who are suffering right now, but after things get back, to normal, so to speak, this might be a good idea for young people to make. And what I'm showing you is a simple jelly jar with an LED solar light on top.
Okay.
Dollar Tree sells these, and Walmart sell these for only $1. And basically, I remove it from the stake. It comes with a stake that you jam into the ground. This is for your lawns. A lot of people put these along their driveways to, guide the cars and whatnot.
I've seen those.
Yeah, so you can remove it easily from the stake or the stick, whatever you want to call it. Plop it on top of a jelly jar and either tape or glue the light to it. These lights are so good that after they're charged, because I put them outside every morning, I don't like complete darkness. So I use these as night lights. I have 2 in my bedroom and 3 in the bathroom. So these are so good that in the morning when I get up, they're still shining. They're still glowing.
Wow. That's awesome.
I don't want to tell people who are already homeless and suffering devastation and without electricity now to run out and do this, but maybe in preparation for the next storm, or maybe as a way to save on your electric bill. Maybe some youth groups where you're living and elsewhere can put these together.
I see it as a great crafting project.
Yeah, and they're really, really handy. And actually, I've been able to cut down my electric bill by a lot by using.
Well, I'm thinking that will go over well in the Bahamas because everybody's trying to cut down on their electric bill.
Yeah. And actually, I can compile a list of companies. Now, there are a lot of companies have jumped on board with solar light. It's almost a craze. You know? But I think that I would rather buy my lights from companies that help others. In other words, the proceeds go towards providing lights for people in need. So I will try to find out what companies besides D-Light, because there's more than one company. D-Light is this one of the early makers, I guess, of these solar lights. Also, they make these task lights. I will not even turn this on because it will blind you.
Oh, no, don't do that.
But these are really fabulous. Apparently, they've come out with a new model since I bought these a few years ago.
That looks like a great study lamp.
Oh, yeah. They're made for kids who are studying outdoors because you can't bring kerosene indoors. So these kids in what they're calling third world countries, a lot of them are studying outside in all kinds of weather with the kerosene lamps. And these are replacing kerosene and changing the lives of lots of families.
Wow.
Really important work they're doing. So
definitely.
So we're just about out of time. So you were telling us how we could help. You said, again, that you have a wish list on your Amazon page. I suppose you will compile this list and make it available to those of us who want to help somehow?
Yes. The link that I will give you will take you directly to the list.
Okay.
And as items are, or I become aware of items that can be used, I would add them to the list. Like the light I didn't have yesterday, but because of the contribution you made to the conversation, I realized it is something we can use. Mm-hmm. So I've added that list to the list as well. Awesome. Right now, there's immediate need for stuff like water and ice and, food items. So
that makes sense, of course. You don't want people to go hungry. Okay, so Pamela S. Gomez, thank you for being on the show, and thanks for being my internet buddy. It's so cool how we're, just in these different countries and cities and whatnot, whatnot. We're connecting online and helping each other. This is really great.
Thank you for accepting me and inviting me to do this interview. Now I can get my word out.
Absolutely. And our mutual friend, Beauty Bubble, is the one who actually suggested you come on the show. So I want to definitely throw her a shout out.
Oh, definitely. I call her Mama B. She's a wonderful, wonderful resource, and a great friend.
Excellent. And with that, okay, folks, you know what to do. Give me a little while. The show will process, and then I'll go ahead, talk to Pamela. She'll send me emails. We'll go back and forth a little bit, and then I will provide the information that you need in the description of this show, which will be uploaded probably tomorrow. So with that, you have a great evening. I'm Pat Murray, your host. I want to thank you again, Pamela S. Gomez.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. So be sure to contact me if you'd like to be a guest on TV Skywriter. Quickest way is via Twitter at Durham Skywriter. And of course, I'm going to promote my newspaper, Durham, North Carolina's online community paper, the Durham Skywriter, which you can read at durhamskywriter.com. You have a beautiful night or day, and I will see you soon. Ciao for now.